in these moments that we are living in this country will help us reflect on one or two things that we all Kenyans must once more recalibrate to realign our thoughts, our actions, our words, and our hearts. We are competing, unfortunately, in one evil, the evil of insults and lack of respect. We are competing in showing power in the way we impress that power, impose ourselves on others. We are competing in dishonesty. If only we would recover from this which the saints are giving us, that we start competing in honesty, in truthfulness, in service. This is what true leadership is about. It's thinking about the very poor, like Blessed Irene Stephanie Nyada. It is thinking about lifting those who are mourning and grieving. It is about coming from our pedestals to the level of the people. In our country, Kenya, we must learn humility, especially in leadership. In our country, Kenya, we must learn service as our main concern by speaking about the issues of service that we are activating. We must activate concern for others and not concern for ourselves. Our leaders are thinking way too much about their image and about their future, and not thinking about the image of the poor, the needy, the miserable, the ones living in slums, the sick. With the shift of the NHIF to SHIF, we don't seem to have had that thought of the sick. People who die because they can't get services, that's our main concern. We must think about those who don't have shelter. We must think about those who are mourning their lost ones. We must think about even our fellow members of families who truly need our concern. Kenyans must now apply their heart and start applying their fists. We must unclench our fists to embrace, to touch, to uplift, and to bless. This is what saints teach us. This is what Christianity is. Not to clench, to open your palms, to embrace, to lift, to comfort, to bless. If we do that, we'll be better citizens, better humans, better leaders, and above all, better Christians. This is our prayer as Christians, that in these occasions like today, can we Kenyans find in us, in our hearts, the courage to do right, to love, to forgive, to uplift, and to tame our tongues. God bless you. I have no more to add.
Yeah.
Let's start by today's mass.
Connect with the other things. We are celebrating in the Catholic Church one more saint, a great saint, Saint Joseph Alemano, who is a founder of the Consolata missionaries. And they are some of the missionaries who worked very, very hard to bring the faith to us, starting from the faith in the Mount Kenya, the region of Meru, Nyeri, Murang'a, Nyahururu, Embu. The whole region was evangelized by Consolata. So we are celebrating so much the raising to the altars. Him being declared Saint Joseph Alemano is a big thing for all of us. And obviously here in Nyeri, we are also celebrating our own Blessed Irene Stephanie Nyada, that great sister, religious woman, who through her dedication served so much the people, not looking that we were in a time of colonialization, but she who was white, Italian, and coming from a fairly well-off family, was not afraid to serve poor people who were not evangelized, who didn't know the faith, poor people, even those who were from the military, in the military hospitals. It's a great example of humility. And so today, as we celebrate these two great saints who have done great in the world and in the church, there are a few lessons we can also learn for our country. Great saints, great people, and great leaders. Because saints are fundamentally leaders, are people who are very humble. They are people who are self-sacrificing, and they are people who compete in service, in forgetting themselves. Saint Blessed Irene Nyanda would say, all for Jesus, nothing for me. This is the attitude of Christianity. Nothing for me, all for Jesus, all for the others. So these two great saints, in these moments that we are living in this country, will help us reflect on one or two things that we all Kenyans must once more recalibrate to realign our thoughts, our actions, our words, and our hearts.